copyright notices. If you wish to read, pause the video. The original videos are linked in the description down below. Enjoy. Okay then, so in this one, what you're going to see is the police saying they're there to prevent a breach of the peace, but don't want to take the reason for the breach of the peace away. The bailiffs have basically turned up to take a vehicle, and they've come across some people which are quite knowledgeable of the law, so it's helped them a lot here in this situation. But we'll get straight into it. We'll break it down and we'll go on about the laws they are talking about here. Let's just get straight into it.
But then we have the right to remove his trespass, and once he doesn't remove it, it falls under the castle doctrine that we have the right to protect our castle. Yep. This is
okay then. So we are gonna be looking at the castle doctrine, as she said. It's got several names, but this is mainly what it is there for. A person is justified in the use of force or threat to use force against another when and to the extent that a person reasonably believes that the use of force is necessary to prevent or terminate the other person's unlawful entry into or attack upon an occupied structure. So this is your stand your ground at home law, basically, as it says there, use of force, occupied structures. And it's subsection 2. A person is justified in the use of force. Where am I up to there? Use of force. Pursuant to subsection 1. Is justified in the use of force likely to cause death or seriously bodily harm only if the entry is made or attempted and the person reasonably believes that the use of force is necessary to prevent an assault upon the persons or others than in the occupied structure. Bloody hell, the word in there is really weird. Or the person reasonably believes that the force is necessary to prevent the commission of an forcible felony in the occupied structure. So this is for the UK. This bit's the main one, and this bit here, and this basically gives you why you can cause death or seriously bodily harm. But just be prepared, if you cause death or seriously bodily harm, you will get arrested and there will be a court case for you to answer to. But using reasonable force, that can be through threats or violence, is allowed by the doctrine, the castle's doctrine.
private property. I've asked him 3 times already to go. He's refusing.
Yeah.
Then she has the right to protect her castle.
I
So
agree.
right, so then he needs to go.
Okay.
And the right to protect is to use any reasonable force.
Okay.
So why can't he go?
It's not a criminal offence to trespass.
Oh my life.
It is.
Whose side are you
Aggravated trespass.
taking?
I've been told 3
That's not
times
a
to
criminal
go,
offence, my
and you've
friend.
had your
Okay.
So what, I can go and stand in anyone's house, can I, in anyone's garden and not move?
We are
I don't
allowed
think
to
so.
remove
Okay, unless you've got intent to steal from them or
that's
cause
what he's-
DBS,
Well, he's
something like that,
stealing.
cause damage.
He's stealing.
Okay.
So you've heard this from the horse's mouth himself. He has said it is okay for you to go and stand in somebody else's house and it's not a criminal offence as long as you don't have the intent to cause GBH or to commit burglary. So you've heard it directly from this officer. But what I do find interesting is he acknowledges the castle doctrine, which means these people can use reasonable force to remove them. I would like to know what would have happened if these did start using reasonable force to remove him off of their property, which they are fully legally allowed to do.
trespassing is not a criminal offence. It's a civil offence.
It becomes a criminal
Who
offence
are you
when it's
supporting?
aggravated trespass. It is now aggravated trespass because he's had his implied right.
He's
of access
had 'em,
to
that's
move.
right.
He's been asked 3 times and told 3 times to go. At that point, if he doesn't, it becomes aggravated trespass, which is now a criminal offence. You should be now defending this lady.
Look, there's 4 police officers here, right?
Alright then, so aggravated trespass. Let's have a look. It's under the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act of 1994. And it is section 68. Offence of aggravated trespass. A person commits the offence of aggravated trespass if he trespasses on land in the open air and in relation to any other lawful activity which persons are engaged in or are about to engage in on that or adjoining land in the open air. Does there anything which is which is introduced by him to have the effect? Fuck me, I hate this. The wording of these laws are really obstruct. Of intimidating those persons or any of them so as to deter them or any of them from engaging in that activity or obstructing that activity or you know what, I can't even be bothered. Yeah, so if you want to thingy, this is quite a big one. It does define where you can do it and where you're not allowed to do it, and in Scotland as well. But that's what it is. It's basically obstructing somebody's daily activities on that land. So aggravated trespass in this case probably wouldn't stand. Unless if this person was trying to go shopping or something like that. Cut the grass, and these people was obstructing that from happening. Even clean the drive. If they're parked on the drive and they're obstructing that from happening, then yes, they could be committing an aggravated trespass. And there is section 69, powers to remove a person committing or participating in aggravated trespass for the police here. So the police could remove them if these people was actually trying to do something which they was preventing from being on the property. That's when aggravated trespass would come into place. But trespass, you are allowed to use reasonable force to remove these people from your property.
And all of you are standing here trying to support him. He's not taking the car. So now what?
We've already explained to you we're here for breach of the peace.
You're not here for breach of the peace because you're taking his side. You're taking his side.
You don't know it, darling.
I do know it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You're
supporting
not. You're not
legislation.
here. You're taking his side by the simple fact that we've asked him to get off the drive and he's still on it. This is private property.
What else do you want me to do?
So how are you here to respect the breach of the peace when the fact is
Stop him from scrapping each other.
scrapping? Do you know she's got the
scrapping.
right?
Scrapping.
I'll tell you what, she's got the right.
Scrapping him.
She's got the right to bloody kick him off of here now.
We're allowed to remove him and we're allowed to use reasonable force. But you don't know that either.
And at that point, really, once the police said they was there to prevent a breach of the peace, they should have gone in and used reasonable force to remove him from the property, considering the male police officer with the glasses he freely admitted that they was allowed to use reasonable force under this law and that law to remove the people from the property. Now, they've got that on camera, so if there was to arrest these people for doing what the officer said he understands they're allowed to do, then it's just a clear-cut court case and a big payout. Let them take the car, just buy another one. Won't be on finance or anything then, would it? It'll be paid off. But yeah, at this stage, I would have used reasonable force to remove them from the property and then asked the police to remove themselves off of the property. They've got no reason to be there.
Prevent it then. Get him off the drive.
He's got a warrant to be here.
No, he hasn't got the warrant to be on the drive.
It's fraud. It's fake. It's a fraudulent document.
So that's how this video ends, unfortunately. I would like to know what happened after this, and if this bailiff left with nothing, or if these people removed him from the property, as they are legally allowed to do, or if the police assisted the bailiff in removing assets from the property, which we've seen over and over and over again. That's what the police end up doing, assisting the bailiffs in committing an offence when they're only supposed to be there to prevent a breach of the peace, like they said. So in that situation, what would I recommend for people in this situation? First thing, if you've got gates on your drive, close them. Put a padlock on them. The bailiffs are not allowed to break through the padlocks, and they're not allowed to climb over the fence or anything like that, which would prevent them from being able to get onto the property to take assets. Only a high court judge, high court bailiffs are allowed to break entry onto properties. In my opinion, the police didn't want to do anything, but their presence alone stopped the people from acting lawfully to what they're legally allowed to do. That's just my opinion. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this interaction. As always, like the video, it does open YouTube's algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one.